So, who are you?
I'm Megan Charlton. I'm the Secretary of the Durham Teaching Assistants Activist Committee.
Could you tell us why you're in dispute?
Yeah, we're in dispute because the council are expecting us to carry on doing the same job, and if we stay on the same hours we lose 23% of our pay, or if we increase our hours we still lose 10% of our pay. We're getting sacked on the 31st of December, reinstated on the 1st of January on the new contracts, and we're not prepared to accept it.
And what are you doing about it?
Well, we've been waging a campaign for a year now, which has grown and grown, and this last week we've had our first 2 days of strike action, which has been absolutely fantastic. We had 80 picket lines across County Durham, some with 2-3 people, some with 20-30 people. The second day we held a demo outside County Hall with over 1,000 people around the roundabout singing, chanting, cheering, and then we held a rally at the Miners' Hall in Red Hills with about 1,200 people there. Dave Pentis came up and promised that no teaching assistant will be allowed to choose not to strike for financial reasons, and that we had the full weight of the union behind us now.
That's great. And what's the response been from the public and the trade union movement?
The response is just absolutely phenomenal. On the picket lines, it was the first opportunity we'd had to speak to parents from our schools, because we weren't allowed to talk to them previously, and the support has been fantastic. Once we can explain to people what's happening and get past the spin that County Council put on all the information they put out, people are unanimously supportive, and the response from the trade union movement around the country has just been phenomenal. People just generally say, your fight is our fight and we can't afford not to have you win, because you're going to win for us.
And do you see other councils around the country perhaps watching what's happening?
Yes, I think so. I mean, Derby teaching assistants are already on strike. They've already had their new contracts imposed, but they're still striking. At the moment, they've postponed strikes because they're in meaningful discussions with the council, so we'll wait to see what comes out of that. A lot of areas in the country have already been moved to term time only. Our argument is we don't get paid the holidays anyway, we get paid a salary split into 12, but a lot of councils have already been through this. But what most of them did was they regraded their teaching assistants so that they paid them more, then paid them for fewer hours, so they mitigated the huge pay losses. Our councils say it's impossible to do that. It obviously isn't impossible, they just don't want to.
Have more people been getting involved in the union as the campaign's built up?
Totally, and this week you just saw the confidence and the strength that people have now. Before we went on strike, they were very much individuals isolated alone in their own schools, but now that we're a collective body, the strength and the confidence of people has just grown massively. After the rally on Wednesday, you could quite clearly see there's a massive determination to see this thing through, to carry on taking strike days until we get the council to see sense.
How can people support you?
People can support us by liking and following our Value Us Facebook page, by following us on Twitter, which is @TAs_Durham. Certainly if they're in the local area, writing to our councillors and the leader of the council. And we also have a Just Giving page, a Just Giving fund, which if you just search for Durham Teaching Assistants, you'll find it.
Anything else you'd like to say?
No, just a huge thank you really to the trade union movement, to people all around the country, people who've already donated to our Just Giving page. It's not just about the money, but the messages of support we've had have just been superb, and it means a huge amount to us to know that people around the country support us in our fight, because we know we're doing the right thing and they know that as well.